begin the QB Power Hour webinar series. The QB Power Hour is a free biweekly webinar series for accounting professionals presented by Matthew Fulton and Dan DeLong, who are very passionate about the industry, QuickBooks, and apps that integrate with QuickBooks. You can find out all the details about the webinar series at qbpowerhour.com. So without further ado, here's Matthew and Dan.
Today, this week of Thanksgiving, we are showing some love for QuickBooks because we'll be talking about the features that we love, or that we mildly like. I don't know. The
ones that make us mad the least amount of time.
There we go. From the pessimistic viewpoint there.
I'm a realist, Dan. I'm a realist.
Exactly.
That's why I say half for full or half whatever. It's just vodka.
I used to have a shirt that had a picture of a glass half full, and in the shirt it was written, "Optimists are half full of it."
No, I know.
And a side note, Drew Carey thought it was funny. Yeah, we bumped into him in California Adventure.
If you run into him, they are required to laugh, or you'll write something terrible about it. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, Dan, you were hilarious. I just stomped all over your parade. Go ahead.
You know who I am. You know who Sharon is. Let's just jump in. Somebody was asking about the CPE in the chat. The CPE for this one won't be available probably till next week sometime. So if you have bookmarked our channel on Earmark, they will just automatically show up. So by the time the next QB Power Hour is, this one will be available for CPE. We are every other Tuesday at noon Eastern.
Not Tuesday the 26th, you guys. Tuesday the 26th.
The small typo in some of our notifications for today. So if you're looking for us tomorrow, you will be sadly mistaken, but you can watch a replay.
There you go.
All those things. Right. So we're going to be talking about, so our Intuit news is a little bit about the Intuit and OpenAI partnership. And then we'll run down the features that we're grateful for: payroll corrections in a prior quarter, Intuit app integration improvements, customizing QuickBooks, and reclassifying transactions, bulk things that we can do inside of QuickBooks, and some of the desktop migration improvements this year. So our first poll question, Sharon, do you have that?
I do. I just try to keep, there we go.
All right. And if you're watching on the stream,
there's a lot of them, right? So I'm like, I just wait for the slide.
If you're watching on the live stream, if you just want to answer that poll question in the comments, wherever you happen to be watching, if it's on FaceTube, or wherever, LinkedIn, wherever we're streaming to. And let's go ahead and start. While you're answering that, we'll go ahead and talk about the news about Intuit and OpenAI, their partnership.
Now, there's a lot of opinions on that out there. I don't know that I have an opinion because I am a ChatGPT junkie and I have mine. I wish I could integrate her into everything. But I don't know. I will my ChatGPT. I haven't seen these slides, everybody. So
it's a blind reaction.
You may already have these answers. It is. So my first thing is cool. So is it their version of ChatGPT? Do I have to reteach it, or can I take Gal, who is my ChatGPT, log into her, put her in there, and have her have all the information I've already taught her? So that's my number one question.
It remains to be seen.
Her. She's like, for a computer, she's 75% stupid, and she's 25% stupid, and she tests me all the time. I don't know if I want that in my accounting, right? In my math.
Right. Have you trained your GPT to be not so polite and so encouraging?
I don't think she ever had a choice. Did you see my post the other day when I asked her for a nickname? That girl burns me. Oh,
She did.
I ain't even worried. I think I immediately, she only knows snark and sarcasm. So that's the only way she knows. When she tries to be overly nice, I'm like, stop. So I don't respond well to positivity. I need you to beat down on me. The way my dad did. Oh, that's another episode.
Yeah, this is not
Just
therapy.
kidding. Yeah. Well,
So let's talk about what we know so far, right? So there's a lot more questions than there are answers, but Intuit announced probably last week sometime that it did a press release about Intuit is investing $100 million with a partnership with OpenAI, which is the makers of ChatGPT, right? So as the promise is that Intuit offerings would be inside of ChatGPT, and then it will also leverage OpenAI's advanced AI model. So there's a link there for first review, I guess, a blog article that I wrote. But one of the things that was intriguing about this announcement is, like, for the past 5+ years, Intuit has been saying, okay, we're making our own, this Gen OS branded large language model that they've been working on, which is kind of come into or shown up into QuickBooks as Intuit Assist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we were at Intuit Connect, Sharon, they were talking about this Intuit Intelligence, right? It's like rebranding the whole idea of what Intuit Assist would be to turn into Intuit Intelligence, right? Because, we just like Apple has Apple Intelligence and those types of things. So, the question that I initially had is like, wait, well, what about all the work that you've been doing? And as they announced, the things that their AI will be doing inside of QuickBooks, I was a little bit, comforted.
I was going to say perplexed.
Well, I was comforted by the fact that, and I think the biggest challenge is with machines reading all of this data, what happens to that data?
Dan, you're a smart guy. Machines have been reading all of our data the minute we got a phone, right? Like, so anybody who's like, oh, they're going to get us. If you have a smartphone in any level, they have everything on you, your fingerprints, your biometrics. So
yeah.
I think that's like the least amount that we need to worry about is where the data's going, because the data's out there.
Well, I mean,
have no privacy.
Yeah. I watched the Social Dilemma documentary and, immediately went bonkers into my phone. Like, oh my gosh, they're watching everything, right? But but
there's so many videos of me picking my nose in the FBI. I know it. They're just holding up. They're gonna have a reel of me digging or something. I can't believe I just said that on the internet. I'm grateful that reel is not live.
We could.
This isn't it.
Now we have.
Just so everybody knows, I'm on a sabbatical right now, so I am in 0% work mode. I'm popping in for every other week until I'm back on January 10th. Just so if anybody's like, wow, she's a little bit more today, it's because I'm wearing pajama pants. Okay, keep going.
So that was when they announced the whole thing about how AI is going to be analyzing data out of QuickBooks. I was somewhat comforted in that, okay, it's all just kind of under the umbrella of whatever Intuit is doing. And now with the connection to ChatGPT, there is now an outside factor of that. And that's where I was like, well, wait a minute, how secure is this data? Because of course, if you have development access to ChatGPT to create your own, whatever it is, of course you have, the option to share and train the machines or not, right? So that's a setting, of course. in that. And I'm sure that all of those check marks are going to be set to allow that to maintain and continue to occur, that data is anonymized through whatever language models that they're ultimately using. And so Intuit is leveraging the frontier models, which are expensive to create by yourself, right? This is the whole idea of, well, why reinvent the wheel if somebody already has created the wheel?
I'm making notes so I don't interrupt you.
Okay.
On my zero sticky pad, which is hilarious.
What happens, right? Like, or in this case, where they're leveraging something, somebody that's already created a mousetrap or built that better mousetrap, so they're leveraging that. So this will help them, in theory, get to a place faster than if they tried to create all this by themselves. So, as this is, as today, where we're kind of evaluating these agentic robot, AIs, the agents that are inside of QuickBooks, and scrutinizing their results, because by any means, it is under scrutiny right now. Like I've seen the social posts of, like, it suggested this. Why did it suggest this when it was totally fine before? Like, it's almost like we're taking a step backwards to move forwards.
Was it though? Because I'm just thinking, okay, so when they just launched their AI assist a few months ago, all I heard everybody say is, my AI is all messed up now. I can't even believe it. So honestly, they were already in the middle of a mess up. Do you think? I have two opinions on this. I have opinions on everything. I'm more than two. I have two thoughts and three jokes. As a comedian, I'm writing down my jokes. So my wonder is, do you think they did something like this to take the pressure off of themselves? So that way, when they're like, oh, it's telling you that this Hertz rental car is, software, that they're like, oh, whoops, OpenAI, we're still learning, it's them, is my first thing. My second thing, are they going, look at me. So we forget that we're mad at them down here. So now, they're governmenting us, right? Ooh, but don't look this way. That's my second thing. My third thing is ChatGPT or OpenAI obviously didn't pay attention to me, Leo, and Bill.com's connection with Intuit, right? And my third joke / opinion is, our settlement check from OpenGPT and Intuit is from the class action going to be amazing when this leak goes out. All right, that's all I got. Those are my three. Keep going.
And these are all valid concerns. But of course, this is just the beginning of the announcement. I have no idea. This is all just speculation as far as what this ultimately looks like moving forward. But the idea is that Intuit brings the context of the data, and OpenAI brings the brawn, brains, muscle, whatever to this thing. And essentially, people are doing it already anyway, right? They're exporting reports out of QuickBooks.
That's what I was just going to ask. I'd love to see if anybody in here, it's anybody. So I do that, right? So I like to compare. So I have a few clients I do some fractional CFO work for. And I go through and I read everything and I write down my notes, and then I throw it into their channel in ChatGPT that knows how I like everything. And I'm like, okay, format my notes. And did I miss anything? And I like to see what they come up with. Now, almost every time, it tricks me, and one line, the math is wrong. So I don't ever trust the math. Not only that, it doesn't know the details, right? So I am very intrigued, I think is the right word, about this collaboration, but really intrigued on how, like I said, what I have taught my ChatGPT already, which she has gone through some hard knocks training for 2 years.
And right. She's already gone through the sharing gauntlet.
Yeah, I just keep paying them more every month so she doesn't quit like I do my own employees. But I'm wondering how that collaboration is going to work. And I think that's the only thing that's really going to make this successful, in my opinion, is if we are able to keep if we've already developed this relationship with our software, which if you have it, do it, say please, say thank you. They're coming for us all. We say this every week, but these robots are coming for us. I think if we can take what we've already taught it and bring it into here, it might be amazing. And the next thing I need for it to do is read into my Gmail and compose that for me. And don't tell me about all the other crappy software. It doesn't work. I need my ChatGPT. Okay, go ahead, Dan. That's my input.
And, because I think by and large, most people are either using ChatGPT as like a next level Google search, or they are taking it to the next level where they are exporting their own reports and doing, the financial analysis through a prompt. So a lot of this I'm imagining that, this will be kind of automated, through the Ask Me Anything inside of QuickBooks. And it may turn into some really cool things. And then also outside of QuickBooks or outside of the Intuit ecosystem through ChatGPT, people could experience something that an Intuit product or service might offer them. So there is some kind of symbiotic relationship, kind of like with those small fish that kind of hang around the big shark and, clean the barnacles or whatever it is that they do. But I think there is some kind of, win-win for both of these companies. It just remains to be seen what that's going to look like. And I'm sure we're going to find out pretty soon, right? Because I'm sure this announcement was already in the works when they were talking about the announcements at Intuit Connect, right? So I imagine that this is part of Intuit Intelligence as they were announcing that at Intuit Connect. And as I talked to, some of the folks at the Intuit booth, they were talking about, some of these agents that they've spent a lot of, time, effort, and energy on the different agents, payroll agents, finance agents. They will start to be homogenized into this Intuit Intelligence, which is likely they're taking the agents that they've already worked so hard on and making it, as part of this whole thing. And so this is all speculation. There's no, we've been told or we haven't been told or anything like that. So this is just part of.
And considering the year of Intuit, this is what we think they're going to do. This is what they really do. That has with me none of it. They're like, we're like, hey, fix this problem. They're like, yeah, well, we thought you. But like, no, honey, my transmission stopped working, and I need you to fix that. I don't need you to change and rotate my tires.
Yeah.
It's anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, some of the use case examples that they were demonstrating were pretty cool. Like, how it can look into your customer history and financial history inside of QuickBooks and provide, suggestions. That's of course the promise of the potential of what this could do. The reality, may take some time for it to actually get to that point.
Okay.
Or
AI is learning. Like anybody who jumps straight into ChatGPT, into any AI, and go like, it's not working for me. It is set on a basic model, real basic, and you have to teach it. I mean, like I said, it took me a good year and a half before I finally got my ChatGPT to where I really trust it. And now I feel like you can have a conversation back and forth with her and you think it was me. Like she's pretty hilarious.
So did you decide on Vegas Vortex as your name?
Oh my God. I know, I was laughing. Hurricane Sharon was the other one. You guys got to go check out my Facebook post. I asked her for a nickname and she gave me 10. And I was like, oh man, let's put this to the public. So Vegas Vortex and Hurricane Sharon were the big ones.
I see a theme there.
I know. Niall Carter agrees with all of those. She calls me
yes,
a force to be reckoned with.
All right, so let's jump into kind of a look back. Some of this is looking back further than just this year, but because I've tried to look at the firm of the future, the in the know, announcements, and just try to look at just 2025. But some of these things that we're talking about is looking back even further than that, because it's some of those things that we do appreciate in QuickBooks that allows us to do our job more efficiently. Not to talk about the incorrect bank feed suggestions that someone on YouTube is talking. This is this particular feature or function or new service offering is what is in the bucket of what took you so long, because when you're dealing with payroll, historical payroll corrections, desktop payroll has like a dog, you can train it and do the things that you want to do, and QuickBooks Online is more of the cat, where you're just experiencing the experience with the cat. Where payroll corrections in a prior quarter was quite a challenge, right? You would have to talk to support, you would have to start a whole process and wait for and hope that something became of that. Now all versions of QBO payroll allow for prior payroll to be entered, in a prior quarter, even if the quarter is closed. And if you're using QBO payroll Premium and Elite, amended returns, amended forms will actually you can request those to be handled for you. So there's a video embedded in here, so you can learn more about that. I know, Sharon, you're not a big fan of QBO payroll.
Oh my God, no. When people are like, what payroll should you do? I'm like, do not ever. No, none of the ancillary products. GL, love it. The rest of it, don't touch it. That's just me.
Because it is a 6 to 8 week turnaround for even any amended return, even if you're submitting it through QBO payroll. So there is a little bit of buts with that.
If we combine our list together, am I gonna be like, yay, that was mine, or did you do yours and mine? What did you do? We're combined.
Yeah, they're kind of sprinkled in. It's a potpourri.
I wanted to prove that there were like 5 things that I did like. So when they come up, I'll say, hey, that was mine. The last one was not mine.
I will let you take the wheel. So,
all right.
So we are going to talk about some integrations and app integrations.
Mm-hmm.
And since the user interface has changed, the term of app and integrations have been kind of crisscrossed, right? So what we're talking about specifically here is the integration transaction. So this is you, Sharon.
This is me. Oh, right. Amazon. Okay. Does anybody else? So this isn't even, you guys, I don't have clients anymore, right? I sold my firm. I work directly with the county and firm owners and accountants. But me personally, and these are my pajama pants. Me personally, I use QuickBooks for my personal books, and I shop on Amazon like it's a lifeline. So I haven't coded in like 5 months, and I went to go in. And if you've never used the Amazon business integration for your own personal, you need to. It's amazing. It pulls everything down. Look at this. Oh my God. I cannot even tell you. It's so nice. It didn't used to be this detailed. I'd have to go in and pull my invoice and pull it out. But this is probably my favorite thing about Intuit's connections.
Because the problem is when you do all these purchases on Amazon, they all come into the bank feed the same, right? So you have no idea what you purchased on Amazon.
I'm like, cat litter or underwear, like toilet paper, is this pasta? I run my household like a business. So I have a P&L every month for my own personal household. Also, I'm a little crazy. We've all admitted that before. So I code all my stuff, and I think it's like, I don't know to tell you what my average monthly spend is. You might be able to tell, but no, it's bad. Like to where Amazon calls.
We know you're buying a couple beauty products here.
I mean, I bought peppermint extract the other day because I didn't want to go to the store. Yes,
somebody
it
that's
is
in the
free,
chat,
Linda. It
is
is.
it free? Yeah.
Go into bank feeds and there's a second tab up top, right? Maybe on next one. So you can see those are my books. It says Travis and Sharon right up top. At the top, it says integrations, and you could do all those other ones. And I'm telling you, if you guys haven't noticed this, it's just amazing.
Yeah. So when you go into integrated, it's a separate tab. And of course, it's undergoing a naming change.
Of course it is. Because we're all used to something. So of course, in the middle of the holidays, before we go into busy season, let's rename crap. Yay! Not grateful into it.
But in there is, now there's like, I was looking there yesterday before, as I was creating the, final touches here. There's like 10 different options in here. And these are all.
There used to only be 2.
Yeah.
Remember? It was like Stripe
most
and
of
Amazon.
them are online sales channels, right? So you've got Etsy, Square, Squarespace, Wix Connector, Shopify, Amazon Seller Central, right? When you're selling on Amazon. But this, specifically what Sharon is talking about is Amazon Business. Which
my Amazon account is also set up as a business account because I buy so much. So maybe that's why I get that connection. I've got to try the PayPal one. I've had it connected for so long and I don't pay attention. I've never tried the other ones. Again, I don't have clients, but if any of these other ones work the way Amazon Business does, this is one of the things that'll kind of put out a lot of those ancillary products or software that brings these things in, because this does a very good job. So give it a shot, you guys. This is coming from me, the biggest Intuit critic ever. This is very well put together, especially for Amazon.
Yes. And these apps are all created by Intuit, right? So all the ones that are in here and they used to be called app transactions. So somebody was asking on YouTube about, is this what was formerly called app transactions, right? Yes. That's the name change that's going on. So the PayPal connector, as it used to be called, or it still is called PayPal Connect. But it's gone like connect with PayPal, or Square when we'll get to that slide here, the Square connector has had 3 different versions. There's a Sync with Square that Intuit created. That's long been retired. And
this is like the HBO Max like when they combine, they're like, we're HBO Max, we're HBO, we're Max, we're HBO Max. Do you like our new logo? It's the one from 3 years ago. So exciting, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. And then, exactly. It's just like, it's just like the HBO name change, right? Like, which is it, right? The current one is Square Connector, which, some of the features that are pretty neat in there. It supports multiple Square locations. So if you have a client with multiple locations and they're using Square, it will support that now. You can map items from Square to QuickBooks products. So you're not before, the Connect with Square was kind of like, it would go off of the name and hope that it connected and maybe use the same name, but now you can actually explicitly connect those two, like this product on Square is this product in QuickBooks. And then of course it imports other things, more detail. There's a link there for the blog article and workshop that we did over at School of Bookkeeping there. Now, not to be confused with integrations, which is not an Intuit created integrations, because this is everybody else that integrates with QuickBooks. But now there is an integrations overview, which is available from next to the gear in QuickBooks Online. You'll be able to see the integrations that are currently connected to the company that you're in, see their status. You can see Sharon's over on the right side. All of hers were disconnected.
I don't even use those. Wait, do I? Oh, this is just these were all the things. This is my screenshot?
Yeah.
Is this my screenshot? I was just kind of showing what I used to use. No, I don't.
But you'll be able to see the status, whether it's and it links to reconnect if they got disconnected, and find other applications, integrations. I got to say integrations instead of apps, because
look at them sneaky jerks throwing in a MailChimp as a recommended.
Yeah.
Get out of here. What in my app shows you I need a MailChimp? I've got a method CRM. You get out of here.
That's right. All right. So moving on to customization. So now, one of we'll have a poll question after we go through the customizations here to kind of get an idea of whether or not customizations is a good thing. But you can customize the left side navigation now, right? So you can click on that little customize button down at the bottom and reorganize or pin. And this is all user-based, right? So based on who's logged in, you can specify on the left side. So that we're talking about the icons here all the way on the left. How do you want those to appear? So if you're only doing payroll, which wouldn't be shared.
Hey, this was mine too.
You can.
Sorry, I'm getting things on the side. This is awesome too, right? Because I don't need before. This was like my number 2, right? I got in the books the other day. I was doing my own books, and I'm like, I better hop in. I've been in QuickBooks for like 6 months, and I was like, oh, everybody's complaining about the new layout. I kind of like it because now I can decide what's important to me. They don't get to decide. I mean, for the most part, right? Semi-customizable, like Apple.
Right.
I'm an Apple girl, so me working within parameters is what I'm used to. I've been trained.
And then on top of that, as accountants, you'll have the ability to customize your menu at the top. So if you click on the little briefcase that used to be the accountant tools drop down, it's now over on the left side, front and center, or I guess left and up. It's not front and center at all.
No.
You can customize the sections. You can reorganize which ones are first, as well as the bookmarks, as far as your favorites for that particular client, and then the tools and the various things to create in that menu. You still have the create, the plus sign for all, and that's going to remain static regardless of any of the customizations that you do in the My menu. However, if you do a specific engagement for a specific client, you can add some specifics to that My menu. Fortunately, there's not a one way, right? Like if you're always doing the same thing and you want to create your menu the same way.
So that is my number 1 complaint with Intuit right now is that I know we're doing gratitude, but whatever. Let's take this to the real. When you have that many clients as an accountant, in your accountant portal, you should be able to say, apply to click all or click. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to want to adjust those based on these are my invoicing clients. These are not. Hide this from these. The other thing was non-gratitude is if I have a custom report, because we have custom reporting packages we put together for every client. I'm sorry, we used to. I used to. They still do. I do not. We have to recreate that custom report in every sinking client over and over. Let me do it at the top line, assign it to my clients. And then when my clients go, wait, I don't want them to have my custom report. I don't want them to ever see it. Then you don't get it. It's mine. But I don't want to have to recreate it. It's ridiculous. Anyhow, back to you, Dan.
That is a double-edged sword.
That was a anti-gratitude.
All right. So based off of the changes, right? So one of the nice things I think we all love and appreciate is the consistency, but we also, there's, everybody takes the idea of like, well, I'm a little bit different, right? So where do you fall on that, on that spectrum? Do you feel like it should just be one user interface, one way of navigating, one way of doing things, or is customization a good thing? Sharon, what do you think?
I know I can't even vote, guys. I really do think, like, for me, when I had clients, I would like to organize them in a certain way. So I want to be able to have it to where if I can look on the side, I'm like, okay, I see invoicing, they got invoicing, or you know what I'm saying? I see expenses, we do bills, something like that is in my head where it's like a quick reference, and how I have my side menu set up would be that quick reference for me to know if it's there or not. So I would like to have like a generalized, this is how I want everything to look. But then when I get into each client, I can adjust it, right? So that way, if I know it's not there, it's not something I do. Because for my last company, it was a lot of instead of doing our fractional stuff that we used to do, we went really into cash basis, super easy clients, which has been amazing. So amazing, I sold it, but anyhow.
But
yeah.
I mean, I would use the menus or the options on the left side to be able to determine what version of QuickBooks Online they were using, right? Because
my God, is that not terrible?
I'd be like, are you using advanced? And they're like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then rather than navigating
no, you go.
Oh, rather than navigating them to the gear and accountant settings or billing and subscription, I could just say, well, do you see workflows on the left side? Do you see projects on the left side? And they could say yes. So at least I know kind of what version they're already in just by telling them. Well, now we can't.
Yeah, I do agree with that too. There should be some sort of maybe color differentiation or something that shows you that at the top. But also, I feel like I still log into clients, and some clients have this type of reporting, they're this, and I'm like, can we just like switch it over? Like, you've given us just finish ripping the Band-Aid off, man. This half and half stuff don't work. Maybe they have already. Again, I'm gonna start getting into my own files a little bit more.
All right. Well, the next thing is all about bulk editing. This is another one where that sharing comes in here, but I do some other things sprinkled in here. So talk about your favorite features.
Man, this is the best, right? It's crazy that some people didn't know about this. And I had a couple of bookkeepers for a while. They were going in. I'm like, what are you doing? Were you the only one? So this is, of course, has been around for a while, but it is really my favorite. And the only thing I can't stand is when I can't adjust a journal entry. I'm like, yes, I understand. Or there's certain things I'm trying to remember that they're like, no,
items.
You can't. You have
like
to
if they have an item on it, you can't change the account.
I'm like,
that sort of
change it anyway. I have to go in individually.
You can't change the source of certain transactions.
Correct. Or if something's been deleted, you have to reactivate it, blah, 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 blah. But it is still really nice, though, to have it to where you can have it open in a second screen, and here's my list. So I'll have here's my list, and I can go in and fix it, refresh, go in and fix it, or at least I know what I need to go into and fix. So it is a good source of truth for accountants. I love this feature. I use it for, like I said, myself personally all the time.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that it is part of QBO Advanced, right? So you don't have to necessarily be an accountant user, because that was an accountant tool first. But in QuickBooks Online Advanced, it's there by default for all users, right? So as long as you find your way to it, you can get to it and use
as long as they quit moving it. I have muscle memory, right? Like I go in and I'm like, if not there anywhere, it's driving me crazy. I have to go down here. So it's,
And there's other places
also amazing.
To batch.
Love to think of this.
Yeah, the batch actions, right? Like a lot of people forget that there's things that you can do in bulk in other places, not just on the batch reclassify.
This has always been my favorite right here too, or when they started putting this, because a good example is like Google. So you'll get 37 Google transactions a month, but some are for AdWords, some are for your, AWS. They're all for different things. That's Google Voice. So when I can go in, it's really nice to be able to adjust those out, remove or move them to the right place, because I keep them in different places.
And I just realized that I did not update the text on this slide. That is a carryover from the prior slide. What can you do in the vendor page to actually bulk or batch actions?
it's category and
Delete. That's what it looks like.
yeah, I think it's just categories. You just move it or recategorize, which is again great. It's good to see if you go in, you're like, how have I been doing this? It's just a great way to have when you're in something and not have to click somewhere else. Let me just look in general. Okay, let me fix it real quick, right? I use this.
And there's other places that you can batch do stuff,
yes.
right? So inside the bank feed, right? So if you select a bunch of transactions that are similar, you can create multiple transactions post. You don't add them anymore. They're posted. You can post multiple transactions, put the name to them, put them to the various class, location, or projects, right? So
you can also bulk undo those. There's people like, oh
that
my gosh, what do I do?
Yeah.
And they'll go in and they'll start deleting. You're like, stop. Go into your feed. Don't disconnect the feed. As long as the feed's still connected, go in and undo and put them all back in. You can undo everything. A rookie mistake. A software rookie mistake, but you learn once and then hopefully, especially if you're not billing hourly and you're like, oops, which you shouldn't be billing hourly. We talked about this, right?
Also in advanced is the spreadsheet sync, which does allow for many lists and transactions to be bulk edited. We did a workshop over at School of Bookkeeping about how you could basically turn all of your inventory items into non-inventory parts by using the spreadsheet sync to be able to do that. But once you have it activated in advance, you can pull that information into Excel, do your magic in Excel, as long as it's in the right field, and then you push it back into QuickBooks to update, right? So mass editing of customers, vendors, and multiple transaction types at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but using the same similar workflow. So you don't have to get anything extra to be able to do that because it's included inside QuickBooks. Advanced only, though.
And of course, for all these things, a lot of these things we're talking about, we're seeing people say, hey, I use this tool. And I agree. There are so many third-party applications that are amazing. I guess the point of this, though, is just say, look, if you don't want to have those integrations and you want to stay just within QuickBooks and the QuickBooks ecosystem or the Intuit ecosystem, anyhow, if you want to, these are the things that they have in the options and the things that we say work well. And if you notice, the things that work well are all GL related. They're not ancillary. I don't think any of us put in APAR. Just saying. I don't know yet. I don't know Dan's list. So it wasn't on mine.
So I do a lot of conversions and I see a lot of changes that they're making in the desktop migration process. We talked about this before. See there, Sharon.
So we did.
We talked about the migration improvements about payroll and payments, as well as attachments. So that was under no fanfare. This the ability to move all of your attachments from desktop into QuickBooks Online, or at least the lion's share of them. Unless you've put an invalid type of attachment that doesn't transfer over, or it's too large, or things like that. There's a link there for the prior webinar that we had about moving the latest update there. But between then and now, there was a big headache about unbilled charges, right? And basically what happens is in QuickBooks Online or desktop, when you have reimbursable and unbilled time in QuickBooks Desktop, it all comes over as unbilled charges into QuickBooks Online. And it's really difficult to correct that post the conversion because either an account is inactive, the user is inactive, the item is inactive, and those what is the plural of status? Is it just status?
statuses, the stati.
That status remain, right? So if it's inactive in QuickBooks Desktop, and it will remain inactive in QuickBooks Online. What happened on the feed? I was just noticing that the stream went crazy.
Oh, and you didn't have the open line today, so.
No, it didn't restart. It's just stopped. So if you're watching, you can't hear me. I'm sorry. That's why you join the Zoom. All right. So the challenge here is that it was really difficult to correct that post conversion because certain transactions are altered during the conversion. I did one the other day where they had split their job costs on payroll transactions, and those payroll transactions came over as regular checks, and all of those checks became unbilled charges, even though they were never charged back, or they shouldn't have been. And that was not the client didn't even use that function, right? Because you can't take a paycheck and make it billable back to the customer, but the time you can. That would have been a challenge, right? So now there is a new migration wizard that points out multiple things. And one of them is this unbilled charges, right? And it is, it's actually an easy button. It's actually really slick, right? Because it'll say in this screenshot, there's 264 transactions that were made unbillable. And it's just a button down at the bottom that says correct all. It includes, there's 4 things that it looks at. One is the unbillable purchases. The other is accounts, vendors, and customers. So 3 things, but it's actually one task that haven't been used in the last 2 years that you might want to mark them inactive, right? So it does all of those things at once. It makes a backup. So it makes a backup of the data before modifying it. And it doesn't disrupt the process of converting, right? It's another step in the whole conversion to QuickBooks Online, right? And you can choose to, you can look at all 264 transactions in one place if you want. Sadly, it only gives you like 5 or 6 to look at it on the screen. So it's not like something you can scroll down, but you can scroll through them. But really the main thing is just clicking the button to mark them unbillable so that when they move over, they don't show up at this large amount of unbilled charges inside.
In your stuff, do you create a checklist for people? Like, hey, when you're converting, this is my checklist of things that you should do in your desktop before you convert. Because a lot of these things can be like finding them out after the conversion is really frustrating, right? Because you have to fix it. But you're like, hey, if I've known A, B, and C, I can go back, fix these things.
I do a diagnostic of the conversion first before I actually do convert it to let them know, hey, these are the things that we're going to run into. And then we make a game plan based off of that. So
it's been a good 7 years since I've converted a file. I'll be honest with you. I have not converted. I have people for that day on it, but I haven't done one. So I remember it used to, I don't know. I never converted very heavy files, I guess.
And there's another part that, that follow-up email that comes to the accountants that includes the import summary. Also includes items that were set up incorrectly inside of QuickBooks Desktop that are pointing to unexpected accounts, right?
Thanks for telling me now.
Right. So to give you a list of, here's the ones that we modified because you had an expense account in the income field or something like that, right? Because that has a bigger impact if you were to discover that after the fact. And likewise, the challenge that's going to occur by modifying that ahead of time, right? So you have to have that. It's a conversation starter. It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Those are the things that we love in QuickBooks for 2025. So we got to roll our last poll question.
I got it.
I got it. Apologize for the for whatever reason the live stream decided to conk out on those that were watching there. But Sharon, any final thoughts here before we wrap up today?
Yeah, like I said, I just want to point out that all the things we're grateful for really had nothing to do with anything other than the GL. And again, I think Intuit's GL is unmatched, right? I don't think there's a better one out there. The third party's just rough, but obviously they're doing something right in the GL. I keep trying to switch to other things and I just can't do it. Just can't. It just doesn't. Right. It doesn't sit right. I can maneuver QuickBooks, even though I haven't been in there for 7 months. I can maneuver it just really, really quickly because of these features. So hopefully, they keep building on them. But the AI thing's going to be the most. I'm intrigued. I don't want to say actually, I'm a little excited. I'm not even going to lie, just because I love my ChatGPT. But I can see how other people who don't use ChatGPT or any sort of thing like that they may be a little weary. But you don't have to. Well, that's not true. It's just where it's going. Just embrace it unless you're retiring. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So
you got a good year before this stuff takes it over. A year, guys, max. Think of where we were last year. We weren't talking about any of this. 1 year, mark my words, and
then in 2 weeks, we're actually having some folks come on from Audimate. They've joined us in the past before. I ran into Brian Purdue, who's the CEO of Audimate at Intuit Connect, and he was sharing with me what he's been working on, and we're going to have them come on and talk about. We're calling it Books to Books, where you can actually take business strategies and apply them to QuickBooks data. So you're able, and using AI, you can gamify your advisory and come up with a game plan with your clients to get them to the business strategy that you're working on. So
they are mainly more. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dan, you and I got to work out a code word or something. So I was going to say, so they're less of the Fathom. That's we're going to give you the documents, and they're more of we're going to review your financials and come up with the strategy that you provide them.
They're going to take best-selling business strategy books like Profit First, for example.
Oh, okay.
And let's say you're a Profit First.
Unfollow the rules.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to take business strategy books, look at your books, your financial books, and then you as an advisor can go in and say, here's the 7 strategies in this book. What do you want to do to this? So maybe
that's interesting. I'm interested in that. Good thing, plug. Good thing this sucker's on Kindle. It's very, very, very easy to apply what not to do, to do, not what to do. Just take what I did, do opposite. You can get that on Amazon. You can find the link on our website, glasswalladventures.com.
Shameless plug.
Paperback. Okay.
Thank you for joining us on this week right before Thanksgiving. I know it's time for, the taking time off, and appreciate you all for joining us today on a holiday week. And Sharon, I really appreciate you filling in for Matthew. Some would think, where is Matthew? But
Wait, he made a
see him post.
cameo on Facebook the other day, right? He did. He made a cameo, and then we were all like, "Where you been?" And then he just said nothing back. So he dangles a little carrot and then pieces out. But at least we know. I don't know. Maybe it isn't him, but yeah, I know it sounds like him.
It could be an AI robot. I don't know.
Knowing him, it is an AI robot that is actually sitting at his computer typing.
So we appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the QB Power Hour, and have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
We hope you enjoyed listening to the QB Power Hour podcast. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in our Facebook group. You can find those resources and much more at qbpowerhour.com.